Raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to present in the matter and hearing should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Your Honor, are you judging me? And no law is above God's law. So I cannot honor any of your laws. It supersedes every single law that you guys have given me. I am friends with the IRS.
If you guys enjoy content like this, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a ton. Now, let's get back to the video. We've got a very entertaining court hearing today. The girl in the top left corner is absolutely out of her mind. She's in court for failing to pay $2,000 in court fees, and her entire defense is that she's not a citizen and that she believes God's law overrides everyone else's, even though she's been caught shoplifting and involved in other crazy behavior. The judge in this hearing has a kind of sarcastic, noon-like demeanor, which makes his reactions to her nonsense even more hilarious. In the end, he hands her a pretty fair sentence, which she honestly deserves given how delusional she is. Shout out to court nerds for this clip. We're going to react to it together. I'll jump in with commentary from time to time, but for now, let's dive into this wild court case.
We're asking that Ms. Lott is incarcerated until the $2,755.40 is paid, Your Honor. And Your Honor, I am asking for attorney fees for today, Your Honor, and even me having to file this motion and continue to, I guess, seek attorney fees from Ms. Lott, Your Honor.
What are you asking for today?
Your Honor, for today, Your Honor, I'm asking for $1,500, Your Honor. And I can provide my affidavit to the court, Your Honor. We had to communicate with the court, Your Honor. I've been practicing law since 2008, Your Honor. I've been in good standing since that time. Your Honor, I charge my client a flat fee of the $1,500 just to try to see, just so we can file this motion for incarceration.
All right, Ms. Lott, raise your right hand. You swear or affirm the evidence you're about to present in the matter and hearing should be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth.
Your Honor, are you judging me?
If you want to call it that, but I assume you want to testify on your own behalf.
Yes, I do. And if the attorney is not going to be sworn in, that is a conflict of interest. And I have filed motions. I filed a quo warranto because I have searched for law licenses and I have not found any. There's been no true judges since 1789. And the United States filed a Chapter 11 in 1933, which lost their sovereignty as a government. So I can't even be heard here. I have asked the court to provide me documentation stating that this is an Article 3 court. I have not gotten anything back from the judge with any type of documentation from the Attorney General, from the Secretary of State. You guys have not had permission to try me, and no law is above God's law. So I cannot honor any of your laws. It supersedes every single law that you guys have given me. I have tried to settle this in court. I have filed a fiduciary relationship, 56. I am friends with the IRS. I have attempted to settle with a $20 money order because there is no money with the court, and everything was sent back. So rejection of payment is payment, Your Honor. And my religion strongly prohibits any satanic laws or rituals, and I cannot serve two masters. So either I don't even know what to do here in this matter, because I have asked to be tried in an Article 3 court. This is not a court of equity. God's law trumps all laws made by man. God also says no man should be judged, or you will be judged. This is my religion. I have not broken any of God's laws. I have not committed any crimes. I have not harmed my offspring. I am the first lien holder on my child's estate. So there is nothing that I can do for Miss LaFleur, and I will not be paying it because my God told me not to. He gave me the instructions on what to do, and you guys refused it. You guys refused my quo warranto because it wasn't written in the way that you accepted, but I am not under your laws. I am friends with the IRS. I have sent out my documentation. I have my own contract with myself. I don't have a contract with you guys. I have not signed anything, and I am not a 14th Amendment corporate war citizen. I am a natural person. That is what I have to say.
You have any questions for Ms. Lott, Ms. St. Fleur?
Yes, Ms. Lott, were you present in court for the petition for legitimation with Tariq Crump?
Ms. LaFleur, can you provide me your...
It's St. Fleur. It's St. Fleur. It's not LaFleur. If we're gonna quote all of these articles, make sure you get my name right. It's St. Fleur.
St. Fleur.
It's St. Fleur. Well, just were you in court? I mean, I'm not sure if any of the articles could tell me, but were you in court?
Questions. I have no further answers for any of your questions. I said what I said. This law does not trump God's law. I'm under God's law, and that's it.
Well,
She honestly said a whole lot of nothing, and I really don't know how the judge managed to keep a straight face. Maybe because he's old and has seen it all, or maybe because this girl is just on a completely different level of delusional. It's kind of funny how she rambled on about sovereign law, which I get to a small extent. No one wants to be controlled by the government, but when you're actively breaking the law, like shoplifting and refusing to pay court fees, you can't expect that argument to hold up. If she were being falsely accused, maybe I'd understand her position, but she's clearly guilty and using this sovereign citizen nonsense as a weak excuse. Honestly, I can't tell if she's actually mentally unstable or just putting on an act, but based on her behavior in this Zoom court hearing, she seems genuinely out of touch with reality and probably needs to be locked up or at least evaluated. The judge's silence is kind of hilarious, but it also reflects the current state of things, people using media-driven victim complexes to dodge accountability. I'm not some hardcore pro-government person, but at some point, if you commit a crime, you need to take responsibility. This girl's mindset is just wild, and it's no surprise she ended up with a harsh sentence. Now, let's dive into the second half of this clip, where the judge finally shuts her down.
saying you had 10 days to pay this $2,755.40. Do you have any proof that any payment was made?
I have the proof here, and this was sent back to me. This is the money order that I sent to the court.
That's
Your
that
law-
$20 thing you said?
Yes, it is. That is the settlement that is written in your laws. I did send the thing. They sent it back, and refusal of payment is payment. So I will handle it with the IRS from here.
Well, $20 doesn't equal $2,755.40.
Or any court fees cannot supersede to $20, and that is what I paid as a natural person. I don't know about any U.S. citizen. I'm not a U.S. citizen. I'm a natural person and a private American. I have not committed any crimes under God's law. I have not stolen. I have not bear false witnesses. I have not killed anyone. I have not dishonored my mother and my father, and I have not put any man before God, and I will not put any of you guys before God either.
Fine. All right, Ms. Lott, I'm going to fine you in contempt of court for failure to pay the $2,755.40. Order you incarcerated, that is jailed, until you've paid the money.
I will be taking it up with the IRS, and I will be filing liens because you guys do not have liens over myself, my estate, or my child. So
You'll take it up with the sheriff first.
no, I will not, because the sheriff does not have any jurisdiction.
Turn yourself in, or the sheriff will come out and arrest you.
Jurisdiction over me, and the sheriff does not have any jurisdiction over
That's
me.
fine. Once you're released, I'll give you 90 days to pay an additional $1,500 for attorney's fees incurred by the plaintiff for today's proceeding. And I'll ask Ms. St. Fleur to submit the order.
Will do, Your Honor.
And include in that, the sheriff will notify the court when Ms. Lott has been arrested.
Can you guys provide me with evidence that you are Article 3 court and not a military court?
And we'll send you a copy of the order.
I seriously don't understand her strategy here. Did she really think she could walk into court, act crazy, and the judge would just let it slide? Her behavior is exactly what you'd expect from someone who's totally detached from reality. She clearly isn't in her right mind, and honestly, the 6-month sentence she got for failing to pay the $2,000 in court fees, after shoplifting or whatever it was, is completely deserved. This girl is a textbook example of the victim mentality, and frankly, it's exhausting to watch. It's like she's living in her own world where she's above the law, and everything that happens to her is somehow unfair or unjust. What's even crazier is how common this mindset has become lately. I don't know about you guys, but I keep seeing people adopt this "I'm the victim no matter what I did" attitude and just run with it like it's a get-out-of-jail-free card. They really do ride that victim mentality so hard, indefinitely. Oh wait, heyo. But seriously, building on that, I've got to give props to the judge here because he handled this like an absolute pro. He acted like it was just another day at the office, completely unfazed by this girl's bizarre antics. The way he stayed calm and composed, barely saying more than a couple of words throughout the whole thing until the end, was honestly impressive. He didn't let her nonsense rattle him, and when the time came, he dropped the hammer without hesitation. That kind of no-nonsense approach is something I wish more people had, not just in court but in everyday life. Too many people get overly emotional and let their feelings take over instead of sticking to the facts. But this judge? He saw right through her BS and made his decision based on reality, not her delusions. She had every chance to defend herself properly, maybe even have someone speak on her behalf. But instead, she chose to act crazy, and it backfired massively. Honestly, I don't get why someone would rather end up in jail than just admit fault and take responsibility. If she had been even slightly more reasonable, she might have walked away with a lighter sentence. If she had used the 2 brain cells she has a little more wisely, she probably could have gotten out of this with just a hefty fine instead of jail time. There was really no need to go to jail over a $2,000 fee, but with her smugness, arrogance, and total lack of accountability, she pretty much earned that sentence. Personally, I think prison has a way of shaping people a bit, maybe not everyone, but for some, it forces a reality check. Let me know what you guys think, but in this case, I'm not sure if it'll make a difference. She seems deeply stuck in her mindset, like she genuinely believes she's above everyone else, some kind of untouchable, godlike figure. And that level of narcissism is hard to break. All that sovereign citizen nonsense and delusional behavior just screams lost cause. But to end this on a more positive note, the message here is simple. If you stay out of trouble, you won't need to fake being crazy or pull stunts like this. People like her just can't admit they are wrong, so instead they build these elaborate victim complexes. And honestly, that's just sad. I'm just going to call that out right now. That whole victim complex is complete BS. In most modern cases, people claiming to be victims aren't actually victims. You have control over your life, and if you just don't commit crimes, you won't end up in situations like this. But anyway, that's going to wrap up my breakdown. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate a like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let me know what you'd like to see next. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, take care.